While we are not necessarily intentionally offensive here at A Word from the Shadows, occasionally we will tell an off-color joke, accidentally use a cuss word, or be politically incorrect. You have been warned. Take one. Original song, original music. Hey, that ain't bad for one take. You got to give me that. I'm also an avid painter. I do it because I love it, and I hope when people look at it, they get something out of it. That's really my driving force because I love it, and I hope some other people may like it. I don't sing the blues. My thoughts regarding YouTube, music, art, any of the above. I I do this YouTube channel because hey, I think I got some things I would like to say, and if I could get one more person to show some interest, I consider that a huge win. I don't base my personal success on what YouTube's algorithm chooses to do with my little show, and I'm gonna keep producing because like I really enjoy doing it. Um, I have a lot of art and music and ideas like I want to get out there. Um, so like if I could just get one person to listen to me out there somewhere, I consider that a huge win. And I'm grateful for that. You know, music, hey, it either, like you're into like making it or you're not. Either which way, it is cool. But oftentimes we allow our fears to stop us from taking the necessary steps that are required to get art and music out there, you know. Um, and it can be a process. And then, even after you get up and running, you still have the apprehension. Well, a lot of people do about, am I going to be accepted or rejected? And how am I going to deal with all that? And those are valid questions. Personally speaking, what I do is I just do it and I put it out there. And again, if I could just get one person to say, "Hey, man, that's pretty cool," I consider that a win. You know, so I don't base my success or my failure on you know how it's perceived by like again YouTube and other social media algorithms. Where does my video fit in? Who's my target audience? That's all fine and dandy. But like if bands like the Ramones, a great New York band, the Cro-Mags, a great New York band, my dude Sewage, Spike Polite, great New York band, and the list goes on and on and on. But like don't get me wrong. Obviously, you think about where you want to go and what direction you want to like go in. But in my opinion, you actually get busy doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm not a great guitar player. I don't claim to be, but I'm a self-taught guitar player, so I know all the chords. I don't necessarily know the name for all the chords, but see that's okay. Because you don't have to be a fucking expert to know how to basically play the guitar. And you don't need to be an expert to sit down and try to write a song. So like that's my message to like anybody who's out there struggling, trying to say, hey, should I do this or not do that? Just do it. Put it out there. Put your best foot forward. And hey, hopefully you get 1 million subscribers. But if you only get one, be grateful for that. Be grateful for, the small successes and the baby steps, because that's extremely important too, in my opinion. And if I'm rejected, that's okay. And if I could get one person to say, "Hey, man, that was a pretty cool song," that's cool too. However it plays itself out. Like New York City is, in my opinion, the coolest city that ever was or will be. Um, uh, Even though it can be a tough place, that's true, but it's also a power-packed, energetic place with like a unique energy that you know, artists and musicians it can draw on because there's so much other, talent around you, and it's such a cool place. Now, there was a time in New York City, say the Lower East Side, man, and not just the Lower East Side, other neighborhoods also. You had like a lot of cool bars and rock and roll bars and local punk bands and hardcore bands, and just good rock and roll bands, could play and, get their music out there, man. And, the yuppies and then the hipsters came, and they were willing to pay these exorbitant prices for the apartments and stuff. So, a lot of, musicians and whatnot, basically had to flee the city because you can't afford to live there. And that's unfortunate, man, because, like, I wouldn't be able to do the art that I do, and I wouldn't be able to do the music that I do if it had not been for the education I received in the great, mean, tough, gritty, bad ass rock and roll in this city that ever was or will be. So I give a huge shout out to New York City. And bands like Motorhead is like one of my all-time great bands. Metallica is another like phenomenal band. They have a long career, so they got music that's more popular or less popular. But the thing is, they actually do it, and hey, they got fortunate, made a lot of money at it too. So that's really cool. But like, they actually do it, and it's the same thing with anything you do in life. You have to actually put your foot forward. I chose that little clip that I do. It's a Cro-Mags, and it's like We Gotta Know, and it's off their I think their debut album, The Age of Kroll. Fucking a phenomenal album, a phenomenal New York City punk rock, hardcore. I don't really know exactly what category they fit in, but like, they were definitely there and at the top of their game, and they had a lot of influence on like my thinking. Like, the first rock and roll, like alternative underground rock and roll tape that I come across when I was a little kid was a Motorhead's tape. Yeah, man, and I heard Lemmy like, I was like, wow, man, this ain't nothing like Pat Benatar. Yeah, this ain't nothing like Stevie Nicks. Like, like, this ain't, Yes, man. Like, this is like, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know I like it. And yeah, so New York City and the band and the bands and the art. I went to my first like true art opening on West 8th Street, right where it meets 6th Avenue. There was like some little art gallery there, probably like 828, 29, 30 years ago. And it was just like local artist. I don't really remember his name, but he was actually a really good painter. And we were just wandering around the streets, and we went in there and had some wine and cheese. It was super cool, man. Yeah. Um, and those type of experiences ingrained in my like artistic thing. Like, I do it because I enjoy doing it, and I can deal with the success or failure that may come with putting it out there. That's cool. Um, and I do not allow any one action or thing that happened in my life define me. Okay, those are nuances and a long life, and hopefully I can live a lot longer. But those things that some people try to define you by, in my opinion, they don't define me, or most they define anybody else, because really it's nuances in that person's life. Now, I'm not saying you ain't got all kind of this and that next thing going on. Um, but yeah, I don't let those things define me. I identify as being an artist, a musician, a cool person, man, and just trying to do my right thing by myself and others. You know, I'm definitely a law-abiding citizen now. And I'm cool with that, you know. And I live like, you know, somewhere in Central Florida, kind of off in the middle of nowhere. But like where I live, you know, 30 to minutes to an hour in any direction. Like you're like downtown, a pretty good sized town, or like a pretty big city. You know what I mean? So. It's so I'm kind of off in the middle of nowhere, but I really ain't far from everywhere, and that's another motto I use. Totally plugged in, mostly dropped out. I am not only a member, but I'm also the president of the Common Sense Party. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy an adult carcinogenic. And again, if you don't smoke, that's your problem. Good thing you're in your living room and not my living room. I just snap on you sometimes to get your attention. Anyway, until next time, guys, you have a good one. I wish you the best. Stay up and stay in there. And hey, remember, if you can't be good, at least be good at it. So, if you want to know the rest of the story, you go to YouTube and request A Word from the Shadows and check this video out right here.